bike fits the garage pretty well. Colors line up quite nicely. But here we got an 05 CRF250X. Just posted the video for the Kawasaki, haven't slept, and this thing's been burning a hole in my chest. I hear a knocking noise when I hand push it over, it doesn't run, but this is a pretty cool bike. And this bike's not in the best shape. I mean, we have plastics broken over here, the grips are all nasty, there's wiring going everywhere, and there's a clunk. And this clunk's been burning a hole in me for a while. I don't know what the clunk is, but I did a little reading on Reddit, and from the sounds of it, might not be that serious. So we'll dig in, we'll try to get this bike running. I really want to get this thing going. This is a pretty dope bike. Before we dig in, I saw this cover here. Looks like it comes off. I'm assuming that's where the battery goes. And believe it or not, I've never had a bike that has a battery. So I really just kind of want to get this. That's not where the battery goes. That's the air filter. That would make a lot of sense. This thing should have a battery, right, guys? I mean, we'll dig in. We'll see if we find a battery somewhere. But there's our air filter. And that is mighty dirty. Maybe I have one that fits this bike. I doubt it. Maybe we can clean it and re-oil it. That's actually a little oily, but looks disgusting. This bike needs a big old cleanup. But we'll save that for the end. We'll keep it nice and dirty for the moment and continue to dig into this bike. On something. This is more than my CRF250Rs that I've dealt with in the past. This is a little bit more of a chore here. But, I mean, let's keep digging and see what we find. Take this fuel tank off, grab our pocket socket. This wheel straight. Probably have to figure out a way to drain this fuel too. Probably nice old fuel in it. Fuse pouch there, it's interesting, and I don't know if this is our CDI or if this is, yeah, this is probably our CDI box here. This plastic is held in nicely by no screw here and a zip tie here. That's very nice. But I mean, looking around the bike, it's just dirty, but it looks clean besides the hack wiring going on here. I'm really curious if this bike sparks. Let's just keep digging into it. I'm done talking. Everything matches though. Okay, had a little bit of fuel in it. Ooh, nice and yellow too. Right here. Alrighty, we're going to turn the petcock on. Reserved. Very nice. Looks like there's also 2 fuel lines coming off this thing. I don't know what the deal is with that. But we're gonna have to remove the petcock as well. Down. Alrighty, I got you guys here pointed at the top. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that ignition coil off and spark plug. I don't know how well you guys can see, but this ignition coil wiring is so not right. It looks like it's just bare metal with E-tape around it, so let's get popped off. If this thing sparks, I'll be pretty shocked. But we'll start with trying to pop this coil off. Which is on very good. Oh, there we go. Got this off, and yeah, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but this wiring on here is something different. But... Huh. You see that? This is in here finger tight. That's not very confidence inducing, if I'm going to be honest. Whew. Look at that plug. I would assume, I think that's running rich is what that's telling us. I mean, we'll be rejetting this bike, so. Alright, got that out. I don't know if you guys were able to see that, but we have pretty good spark on this spark plug. What matters is what I'm hearing right here. And I want you guys to get a listen in on this. We'll see if you guys can hear it, but I'm gonna come around to the other side. I'm gonna push with one hand and just listen. Cycle the motor, listen. Wait for the car to pass. Now really listen. That, you hear that? What the heck is that? That doesn't really sound good. And before we dig into the bike, I was digging on Reddit. And what I saw on Reddit was, you know, any other bike, top end, bottom end, clunk, expensive jobs that won't make us any money on this bike. But all the threads I found for an older 05 CRF250X states it could be just the decompression thing on the cam. Every time the decompression hits, it makes a snap. And people say just lube it up, it's fine. And people say you don't hear it when it's running. Maybe just you hear it when you shut it off. And I really hope it's that. So we'll dig into the bike. We need to take the carburetor off, figure the carburetor out, check and make sure it has spark, check compression, make sure we have compression. We're gonna check all these things, and I mean, the bike's gonna be pretty taken apart. We'll just pop our heads in the valve cover and take a look and maybe see if we can hear it do that from the cam. But that's the noise that's been concerning me and the big reason why I want to dig into the bike. And also, we gotta get this thing running where we can make some money and get some new bikes. Okay, looks like that. It's looking into our stator, and there possibly is a mark on there for top dead center. We'll see about that, but alright, we'll go ahead and get you guys set up here. Break these nuts loose. Nice. Okay. This seems like in good shape. Neat. Looks clean in here. I like it. Looks nice. Everything in here looks pretty nice. Huh, what does that click? It is. Okay. seems to be something there. Well, it's every time that little decompression thing on the cam there, every time that goes over that rocker, like right now, makes that clunk, which is good. So that clunk is from up here. Now, let's figure out how the rest of this works. What is time, what's not. We're back, camera died. I don't know if this is me being up way longer than I should have been, haven't slept, or this whole Unicam thing isn't for me. We'll learn it together, but it's a little bit of black magic compared to what I've been working with. Maybe it's simpler, maybe it's not. I'm not sure. But finally figured out how to get the motor to TDC. I'm checking timing, I'm checking valve clearances, and I'll go through all that with you guys. Just have to figure it out myself first before I go ahead and give you guys some information. I wanted this to be maybe a little something different, but you know, I'm really chalking up to look like another clearance timing issue. Cut my finger a little bit. That hurts, that's why I keep looking at it. I mean, this is 3 in a row. WR was valve clearance, Kawasaki was valve clearance, and I mean, this is looking like valve clearance as well. And I'll show you guys what I'm seeing right now. And if you guys have a 250X CRF at home, hopefully I can help you out, teach you something here. Because a lot of the videos and things I was seeing online, pretty dated. So I'd like to have this a little bit more updated for you guys. So let's start with timing the motor. Like we saw in the Kawasaki, you have 2 holes, sight hole and a hole here to spin the motor. This is different. You have a sight hole here on the stator side, and you have your gear here to spin the motor. There is like a little gear in there, and some bikes I saw on YouTube actually have a notch there that you can line up with this notch here. I don't have any notches or anything in here, or I'm just blind. So we're just using this to spin the motor. Big Allen, you can spin the motor here, where you can do a fine tooth spin other than being a barbarian with that. So if we look in here on this side, you guys can see there's 2 notches. First one is for the non-compression stroke, and I'm pretty sure the second one's for the compression stroke, or at least the second one is for sure getting the motor at the top dead center. Like, this is your timing mark here on the compression stroke. So we got that lined up here, the second notch. And also the way you can tell is your cam lobes will be pointing away from the valves. 2 valves under there, and then you have your 2 exhaust valves over here on the rocker. So to verify all this, I did the trick with the screwdriver. I put it in there. This was at the highest point where I have it now. In result of doing this, having the bottom at top dead center, knowing the bottom end is where it should be, if we look at our cam, you can see we have a notch. We have a notch right there, slightly above the head of the motor. It's hard to get you guys in here, but we have a notch slightly above the head of the motor, and then we have a notch that should be here flat. It should be level here, and this one's pointed down. So obviously we're about, I would say, a tooth out of time here. This needs to spin just a tooth to get this in time. So the motor is definitely not in time. It's out of time slightly, which that's an issue. We'll fix that. And I mean, we have to go in there anyway, because if we check our valve shimming, intake should be 0.09 to 0.15, exhaust to 0.25 to 0.31. And we check that by finding our feeler gauge, which is right here. If we go ahead and run that underneath the buckets here, and we've seen this before, it doesn't want to go in, so we can't get it under that one. And then if I can wield this thing properly. And it doesn't want to slide under that one either. So again, we have tight intake clearance, like tight. It can't get anything through that. It gets stuck. So on the sheet of paper, try to close this without cutting my finger. Okay, we'll leave it. My sheet of cardboard here, 0000. I can't get anything in here, so I mean we have to retime the motor anyway. We have to get that in time, and we have to get the clearance here on the valves going before we can continue with anything else. I checked to check the exhaust clearance. You will slide a feeler between here. You can see there's a little shim sitting at the top, and you know your motor's in the right spot if this rocker has a little bit of play, which it does. And here I was able to fit a 0.25 or a 0.23, a little on the tighter end, but I'm not too concerned with that. I'm more concerned with the tightness here. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys popped up. I'm gonna pop these two cam caps off and see if we can take the chain off, check the shims, retime the bike. We'll start with that, and hopefully I do it all right, because this is a little different than I'm used to, but I think I got it down now. So I'll get you guys set up and we'll remove some stuff. Okay, fun times over here. We're trying to get the cam chain tensioner off to start the valve job, but I can't access either one of these. I mean, I can use an crescent to probably break these, but they're on there really tight and it's just slipping. So we need to get the carburetor off. I want to go through that anyway and clean it up, clean around it too. But to do so, we got to remove the rear swing arm here, because I have no room to get that out. So we have a lot of wiring and tubing coming through here. Really don't want to remove all that, so I'm going to remove this top bolt here, and maybe I can drop it down enough to work around. So we'll start with that. To get this carb out, we loosen the clamp here, loosen the clamp for the intake box in here. It was just a little Phillips, which we got popped off. Yeah, you can see the clamp better here. So this is the one from the intake box, got that one disconnected. And we're just trying to kind of give ourselves room to squeeze this out without having to remove all this. We removed all the swing arm bolts, removed the exhaust, so this all moves freely, and try not to put too much tension on all this. See if we could squeeze that carb out. But now I'm just gonna remove the throttle cables. We're gonna have one bolt here, and then we can loosen these and take them off the wheel. So I'm just gonna go ahead, take this carb off, and I'll be back with you guys once I'm done with that. And take a look at this carb. It is absolutely filthy. I don't know if this thing has ever been off. The inside looks clean, where the throttle body is, but everything else is just disgusting. And same within here. It is just absolutely filthy. Here's our starter motor. It's pretty cool. But I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe this all down from not getting dirt everywhere, and then we'll go ahead and time and shim this motor, put that back together, and then dig into the carb. Don't tell me this is in the way. Okay, it's not. Alright, got the cam chain tensioner off. Yeah, this is looser. Nice. It's cool, this bearing here slides back and forth where you can adjust things. It's interesting. I can slide it down and get this off and do all that. I'll use a screwdriver. Keep that from falling. Okay, got the valve buckets off. 1.85s were installed for both of these, and they were both tight. So I'm moving down to a 1.6 and a 1.65. That's all I had. Didn't have two 1.6s. Hopefully that works, and maybe it's even tighter than that. We'll have to install these and double check, but just to show you guys what I'm doing, got new shims. I'm gonna put these in, drop those in, put those back on, put the cam back on, tighten it all down, spin the motor, and recheck my valve clearances. You guys have already seen this in the other two videos, so I'm just gonna do that quickly and then I'll be back. Everything's a mess. I think I know what I'm doing. I think I'm doing it right. Torquing stuff down here, tying stuff here, putting stuff there. I think we're rolling pretty good right now. Got the motor to where I want it to be. Put back together. And I had the bright idea. Slap a little starting fluid in it, kick it, see if it barks. If it barks, we know the bike can run. Then we'll dig into the carb. Let's fog it out a little bit. See what happens. It's a running CRF250X. It ran, we saw it, it ran. It barked and it ran. For a whole half a second it ran. Whew, that was loud. It's got no exhaust on it. It was loud. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and start looking through this carb, making sure everything's working nice, get it cleaned up, make sure the jetting's right. I already gave it a little bit of a wipe down. This thing was absolutely filthy, but we'll continue to do a little bit more cleaning on it right now. And if we look, like, the throttle actually works good. Snaps back nice and actually squirts fuel. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but oh, it's a lot of fuel. But I saw fuel squirting out of the enhancer right there. So enhancer has a name, accelerator. There it is. But we'll just give this thing a little spray down with a good old brake clean, get it all nice and clean before we work on it. Yeah, it's nastiness. Sprayed down the carb, got it looking a little bit better. Not perfect, but now we're gonna go ahead and remove the 4 float bowl screws. We got one here, one here, one right here, and one kind of like down in there. So we're just gonna pop those off. We have to grab the fuel adjustment. We just pop that out. That goes in this hole right here. Pull that out, pull the cap fuel bowl off. Got our idle adjuster there. We'll just tuck this out of the way. And I mean, looking in here, it's pretty clean. When you're checking your carb, you're gonna pop these 3 jets out. You're gonna look through all the jets, like there's a little hole in all of them. You're gonna look through those, make sure those look good and are open. And then if we look in here, it's pretty clean in here. We're gonna give it a little wipe down. We're just gonna use a little bit of the good old brake clean and kind of soak it around in here. Yeah, there's a little bit of dirt, a little bit of buildup. Nothing too serious though. It's just a little bit of that. A little shake around, dump it out. Have a little dirt here, we'll clean that. It's good to come in here with like a little screwdriver, maybe break up any dirt and get that out. Yeah, there's a little bit of particles in here. Perfect, that clean. Just poke the little rod out from right here. Take that out. Pull this out and you'll get the needle with it. The needle is a really good point of inspection too. Shake this around, float feels good. And also, the needle looks amazing as well. Needle looks good, so float is all good. In here is super clean. Now we're just gonna check our floats, or our jets. They have names, I'm not the best with them. Yeah, so this one you can see all the way through. This one's okay. But now we can get these out the rest of the way. These ones seem pretty gummed up. Just trying to screw them out. Here's our pilot, I believe. And it's clogged. I doubt I can get an angle for you guys, but what you can do is you look down down the hole and you see if you could see anything. I cannot. This one's fully gummed up. So we'll replace that, and then same with this pilot or starter, whatever. It's also, I see a faint hole. Actually, it's pretty good, but we'll just replace it. It's a 68, so. This one is a 42. We'll just look for replacements of what's in there. Next check, make sure your float is working. Kind of watch your needle here as the float moves up and down, and make sure that needle's moving as well, which it is. Perfect. I'm pretty happy about this. This looks pretty clean. This is not the dirtiest carb I've looked at, not even by a long shot. This is a very, very clean carb. Just one gummed up jet. Go ahead and feed this back through. All right, you guys ready for the fun? Because I'm not. We're gonna go ahead and try to get the carb squeezed in here. Cleaned it, everything looks good. I'm happy. Not happy about the task at hand, and that's trying to get this thing back in here, which we'll see how that goes. We're also gonna Oh my gosh. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Did some mining off camera. Got the tank back on, just in place. Got the carb back on. The carb's dripping a little bit out of the overflow. I'm not too happy about that, but it was such a pain in the ass to get this thing in here. I'm not taking it back out. So, carb's a little leaky. That's fine. Not a big deal. Got the carb on. Got the tank on. Tried to put a new lever on, that didn't work well, so we should be good to give this a test fire. So did valve shimming, timing adjustment, little carb clean and check. Let's see if she starts. Oh man, dude! The Honda's alive! The light going. Oh my gosh. Guys, she is smooth. She runs amazing. No smoke. Give it a little throttle. We bought some new grips for her as well. Wow. Alrighty guys, that is awesome. Let me grab my chair. Alrighty guys, I mean that is another successful bike fix. We're definitely gonna be making money on this one as well. I think probably another $1,000 hopefully, but before any of that we gotta get this thing looking spick and span. Let's start washing. The end of the video. I just got done editing it, realized I didn't have an outro, but that bike sold, I'd say within 4 or 5 days, and we bought the bike for $1,250, sold it for $2,250, $1,000 profit, a little bit of work, timing, valve shims, carb clean. It's all she wrote. Got that Honda back up and running. I hope you guys enjoyed. I just picked up another bike in the garage and I'm super excited to dive into a video on that, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a 2-stroke.